Johnny,
Okay, go right ahead.
I know
Hello,
we're telling
Dave.
you virtually, but I got to tell you right now, it is really, really cool to talk with you and meet you virtually today.
Well, thank you so much. Good chatting with you.
How excited are you to be a part of this incredible docuseries?
Absolutely. This is amazing. I'm so happy that they're doing it now. And there's so many people at home and they're going to watch this and they're going to see what it was really about. So, because there are so many fallacies and rumors and mixed messages that people had about the time and the area, and they're going to hear it from the mouths of the people who actually lived it. Amazing.
I want to go back to the beginnings. Everybody dreams, including myself, of becoming a big rock star. For a lot of people, it doesn't happen. For you, it did. When did you realize? When did you all realize that love was a real thing? That you could make a living with this and you could play music for a living?
Probably a couple days ago. Really, I didn't at the time. That was not our main focus. We were musicians, and playing music was this paramount in our lives. So we were not thinking in terms of becoming wealthy or rock stars. That was just, it wasn't really there. It was like something that's, somebody else lived. We were musicians. We were working musicians. We played every night. We played at the Whiskey. We played 4 sets a night. They would empty out the place and fill it back up after each set. And that's how we looked at it. We were playing music, doing something that we absolutely adored, and getting paid for the privilege. So you couldn't ask for anything more.
Tell me about the first time that you met Jim Morrison.
Well, when I first met Jim, I think he was nodded out near the Whiskey, sitting on the sidewalk. Jim was a fixture there before they became the Doors. There was just this guy, Jim Morrison, who liked to drink. And basically, you would see him stumbling around Hollywood up and down the streets. And we became friends. And I started listening to their group play. And we never really thought the Doors were going to take off. We knew they were good, but they didn't have a bass player. And so it was a very light kind of what we call adult contemporary rock now. They were not hard. Love was a loud, raucous, hard rocking group, and the Doors were mellow and softer. So we just never expected them to have the impact that they wound up having.
You all have influenced so many musicians today. Robert Plant, matter of fact, called one of your albums his favorites. So that's quite an honor.
Yes.
Who inspired you as you were getting started?
Well, people like John Coltrane and Miles Davis, Johnny Guitar Watson, people like that inspired me. But we were really, Arthur and me both were really deeply into jazz. So we would go to Shelley's Manhole or places like that and listen to Train and listen to Miles Davis or Paul Horn or the different Art Blakey. And so we tried to emulate that. And so basically that's how love came about. We were playing fusion, and that's how we would have continued had we not met Brian McLean, who kind of turned this on our head, and we started doing folk rock and adding other aspects and other genres to what we did, show tunes. So he just widened our perspective so much.
I want to close with this. The music world just lost Little Richard. You all had the pleasure of, there's some stories actually in the docuseries about Little Richard, but I just want to give you the camera for a minute here and just kind of reflect on what he was like, the impact he had on you all, and just talk a little bit about Little Richard.
Little Richard was a wonderful human being. He was a gentleman. Little Richard, he had this flash and this facade, but when it came down to it, just one-on-one, you were talking to a very, very intelligent man, a man who knew who he was, a man knew what his place was, and he always had that spirituality within him. So if there is a heaven, Little Richard is up there right now. It's just a beautiful human being.
Beautifully spoken, my friend. Thank you for sharing your time with me today. Thank you for sharing your story, and most of all, thank you for sharing your music with us. It's truly is an honor for me today.
It's my pleasure, Dave. Thank you so much.
All right, brother. Take care, man.
You too, brother.